right. What's up?
What's up?
We are live for the first time on the new channel.
So cool.
Just three subscribers.
And two of us are here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta start somewhere, man. I mean, the Nerd Huddle started with 0, and now we're at 150, and yeah, it is what it is.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna keep this one like comic booky kind of stuff. But yeah, man, what's up, man? Yeah, a bunch of new stuff came out today. Like, I woke up to the news. Like, literally woke up, looked at my phone, and the first thing that said was Kevin Feige confirms Charlie Cox in the MCU. I was like, what? Like, it's too early for this stuff, man.
It's so funny you said that because I think I woke up like 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm sitting there looking at my tablet, going through stuff, and I was like, oh man, we're gonna have this is really happening. Daredevil's happening right now. He's not recasting it. It's almost gonna be like Daredevil 5. So that and it made sense because we were talking about Echo and how Echo is going to kind of serve as like Daredevil 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I hope they bring the whole cast back. You know, I want to see Elektra come back. She was awesome. I mean, we already got the leak of what kind of the tease of Kingpin. Yep. So, I mean, the best Punisher ever to be on screen. You know, the guy from The Walking Dead. I can't think of his name. Yeah, I mean, he just
There's only one Punisher. That's it.
Yeah, oh, him.
Yes, he's it.
Yeah, I mean, he perfect.
Everything looks just perfect. Like really good casting with that.
Yeah, I mean his attitude. Is John something? I think. Yeah.
Starts with a B.
Wait. What am I looking up?
I don't know. I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
I want to say Barnes, but not Barnes. So something like something Thal.
What the heck? Where? Oh my God! It's here. John Bernthal. Yeah, John Bernthal. Yeah.
But so he's the best Punisher. He seems exactly like he's exactly what you think when you think of the Punisher.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. Well, here, look, I just by looking up his name, an hour ago by comicbook.com, how Armor Wars could reintroduce John Bernthal's Punisher to the MCU. That would be nice. That would be good because he's an ex-military guy, Rhodey, current military guy. You know, very different lives. You know, like coming out from the military. That could be interesting. Then they have the whole Punisher armor.
Yeah,
would be epic.
How can Punisher is kind of R-rated stuff? it's like really graphic. You know? How are they going to do that with Disney? I'm just wondering. Like, you know,
yeah. I think they would have to do a Disney Plus kind of thing.
You can't,
like for sure.
We'll have people's faces blowing up like. Punch fist through the face.
I mean, surprisingly, I think on the Punisher show on Netflix, I think the Daredevil show was more violent than the Punisher show.
Daredevil was very dark, but had a great story.
Yeah. I mean,
you might be right.
Because there was a lot of violence. I mean, just the Kingpin bashing somebody's head in the car door, dude. I was like, I'm still in shock on how graphic that. I mean, you didn't see it, but
no, but that's just as bad as Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. You know, their sex scenes.
Yeah, those are kind of funny.
I was like, really? You're gonna break the whole wall? Okay, that's what's on up.
Yeah, it was...
I don't know if you're gonna see that on Disney.
What was that?
I don't know if you're gonna see that on Disney. That's what I said.
Nah, I could see them doing like on Hulu or something, like Marvel on Hulu kind of thing, where they can put their darker shows on. Possibly, I can see them, still connected, but just like, no, here's the kid-friendly stuff. I mean, Loki got a little serious and stuff like that, but not violent. So, and then we also got that, and we got the new Spider-Man trailer, Into the SpiderVerse, which, oh man, no, I wasn't expecting it, and I don't think a lot of other people were expecting it.
It just came out of nowhere. Like we said thing about Spider-Man coming out in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And Spider-Verse just came out of nowhere. Just like, oh yeah, we can steal all the spotlight.
Yeah. I mean, good for Sony for, jumping on the hype. I mean, there's like, oh, everyone's looking at the new trailers and looking up this and looking up that. Like, let's sneak ours in, because it's not coming out until October 2022. Yeah, so we got some time.
As we're talking about this whole Spider-Man thing, you know how it's going to be. They're going to make $1 million in 2021. Like $1 million.
Oh yeah.
$100 million in 2021. They're going to make $180 million first weekend is out. This is the time to do it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
but I love to watch. We should watch the SpiderVerse trailer.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if you want to watch it. Let me know if you can hear it.
Wait.
I love the animation.
She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Every time I'm leaving on you, you don't make it easy, no.
Miles!
Wish I could be
Miles! Miles! You got a minute?
Oh! What? When? How did you get... How have you been?
It's a long story. Is this the room you grew up in?
It is. But, my dorm room is very adult.
Right. No, of course. Hey, are these your drawings?
What? No,
Oh,
no.
good. I missed you too.
Okay. So, what are you doing here? I mean, I thought I'd never see you again.
Want to get out of here?
I'm grounded.
Bummer.
What?
Is Spider-Man grounded?
I mean,
It's like 3D almost.
It is so good.
This part got me with that animation. What was that? What would you say was hilarious?
I was Spider-Man. Like 20.
Yeah. Part 1. I forgot about that. So we're getting at least 2.
I cannot wait. Oh my gosh.
At least 2.
I was waiting for them to start pointing, the other Spider-Man pointing, and him just come out of nowhere. It was like, how did I get hit?
Yeah. That's got to happen for sure. I want to know what's up with the Spider-Man 2099. Like, why is he like fighting him or something like that? So, yeah.
But she says she's been through an interesting time. So Gwen Stacy, I think, believes has like a watch who allows her to go in between dimensions or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like her Mr. Fantastic or something like that made that for her.
So she can travel the multiverse.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, we saw like what's his name, the 2099 Spider-Man, like whatever wrist thing he had that teleported him into another universe. So yeah, so I mean, I guess now they're able to do it, like control it, which is super awesome because then that just opens up so many more doors rather than it being just an accident. So I'm just
they can visit each other, and we were talking about before, like they're gonna have grow up and have a relationship or any of that other stuff. They can actually do that now that they can just go visit anytime they want.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
Reed Richards or something like that gives her that to watch.
Helps her out.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I'm wondering if they would ever cross this over with like the live action, because Tom Holland was supposed to be in the original Spider-Verse. There's supposed to be a quick flash of Tom Holland, and I think they could. Yeah, that was the rumor. I don't know if it was true or not, but that was the rumor.
But you know, I think that Tom Holland might, now that he signed a new 3-movie deal, he might go through the next 2 movies, and the 3rd movie might step another way to do Spider-Man. Instead of having another version of the same Spider-Man, introduce Miles Morales to live action.
Yeah.
You know, and now you can take another story.
Yeah.
And at least you can have another story. You can go include Brooklyn, the Bronx, you know, more sides of New York instead of just, you know, Manhattan or Long Island. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. You can always go the route of the video game. You know, I mean, I know you can't go perfectly because the video game, that Spider-Man is like he's already a little older and he's been through a bunch of shit, and Miles is the new, you know, like origin story of Miles. But yeah, you can kind of do something like that with Tom Holland, you know,
exactly.
Or like
older, you know.
Yeah, he's going off to college. Miles is in high school, so they're still close enough. You know, I think that would work out pretty well. You know, and then it kind of transforms Tom Holland's Peter from a kid, you know, to somebody more in charge, adult, kind of like the version that we see in the video game, you know, and more of like his mentor, kind of Tony Stark.
You can see someone you can see lead the Avengers.
Yeah.
You know, someone you can believe that he's now a leader. He can take it from being a kid to being an adult to now being the lead.
Yeah. I can see that. Well, I think training just one guy, like now you're training the new Spider-Man, you know, like so he's learning that leader role, and then so it's just a good progression where Tom Holland could be Spider-Man until he's like 40 if he wanted to.
But he says if I'm doing it at 30, I'm doing something wrong. Well, Tom, you signed a 3 Marvel deal and a 3 other movie deal with Sony. Thus, if you're doing a movie, 1 movie a year, you'll be past 30. Still being Spider-Man.
Yeah. Which I'm like, there's so much you can do though. You know, like if you ever read Spider-Man Reign, where it's old Spider-Man, like old man Spider-Man. I mean, there's so many stories you can go with it. So I'm cool with it. I'm really, really cool with it. You know, especially like the game is such a great like spot you can go to, you know, like after high school he starts working with, you know, another bad guy you want to, you know, like what they did in the video game, like he was working with Doc Ock and got screwed over and stuff like that.
They really didn't dive into how smart Peter is yet.
They're like just getting into it,
tiptoeing all around it, like he's very, you know, intuitive. He knows how things work, but then even how he's literally the smartest guy around. Like Spider-Man's top 10. Like he's right after T'Challa's like Spider-Man. That's how smart he is. And you know, people tiptoeing around this whole thing. I wonder what Spider-Man brings in Reed Richards as professor.
That'd be nice. That'd be super sick. I wouldn't mind that. That would make more sense than bringing in an X-Men character. I never even thought about that. That would make way, way more sense than bringing in like Xavier. You know. Well,
that's what made sense to me when they said, "Okay, Tom Holland is signed up for this through the college years." I was like, "Well, college years? Why would he do that?" Well, if he goes to college, you know, he can definitely intermingle with Reed Richards.
Yeah.
You know, that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, and then he was technically part of the Fantastic Four for a little while. I think he wore the paper bag, which was stupid, you know. But yeah, I mean, this is
Spider Monkey, whatever.
Night Monkey. What was it? Spider Monkey.
Yeah, it was Night Monkey.
Yeah. So that would be pretty good. Oh shit, I forgot about this. So that trailer came out. We got to wait for a year which really sucks. But I do like that they teased part 1, which no one expected. No one expected. So like, we're getting at least 2, hopefully maybe more.
Well, I'm thinking is during the Spider-Man movie, we're gonna see part 2. They're gonna blow your mind before the movie will start. Your mind's gonna be gone. You'll be like,
yeah. Yeah. Man, I think if Sony was smart, they're gonna link everything together, including the animated with the live action. If they can find a good way to do it, then maybe they need the guys who are running the SpiderVerse cartoon animated. You need them in charge.
Yep.
Like, you need them in charge.
That SpiderVerse, when it first came out, I was like, what the hell did I just watch? This is probably the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably one of the best, if not the best, comic book movie ever. I mean, it was just so well done. So the pacing, the animation, everything. You know, it doesn't get as much credit as other comic book movies because it's animated, which kind of sucks. But I think it deserves to definitely be in the top
so
list
good,
of everything.
I mean, everything was, you understood. You could understand the comic book flow of it, even the pictures. You know, even the disruption in the multiverse. It was the first one to jump into the multiverse.
Yeah, and it made he did it so it was like it made sense.
Yeah,
you know, like it was nothing like crazy. I'm trying to look for the article because Amy Pascal, she's the one running everything in Sony, and she was talking about the whole Tom Holland. She's the one that leaked, quote unquote, the Tom Holland signing on for more movies. But there's a part where she says something, and like I can't find it now, of course. Where she kind of hints that he's not going to be part of, and then ... Oh, here we go. So this is what Amy said. This is not the last movie that we are going to see with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie. We are getting ready to make more, or get ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. It just isn't part of ... We're thinking of this as a 3 film, and now we're getting to go into the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies. So what everyone's talking about, he goes, this just isn't part of ... Like, what was she gonna say? Not part of what?
Oh man, I was gonna say this is not just part of our Sony universe, but it's actually part of a bigger universe.
Yeah, I mean, I think this Spider universe is gonna cross between Marvel and Sony.
Yep.
Which, if it's done right, it could be bigger than what Marvel did with the Avengers. They're like, oh, we took all these different movies and made them all into one big thing. Well, now you're taking 2 studios and making it into one big thing. That's even crazier.
I don't know how Marvel will even allow that to happen, honestly. Unless just everything they're going to do is going to involve Spider-Man going forward.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, when you think of Marvel, who's the number 1 character?
I mean, Spider-Man is usually the first thing. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
He's bigger than Thor. It's Spider-Man the whole. In my mind.
I would say Wolverine. A lot of people think of Wolverine because they think of X-Men, and when you think of X-Men, the first person you think of is Wolverine. Yeah. So you think of Wolverine, you think of Spider-Man, because like, and
Marvel,
then
every time I think of X-Men, every time I think of X-Men, I think of or Fox. Yeah. You know,
the Fox. Yeah.
I mean, how Fox ruined it so bad. You know.
Oh God, it was so bad. It was so bad. But yeah, there's Spider-Man. I mean, I think for me, because you're around the same age as me. I think of Marvel. I think of those cartoons. You know, the same thing with the music, and I think about X-Men, Wolverine, which everyone loved, and Spider-Man. The same thing with the cartoon that came out then. And 2 of the best, probably the best animated Marvel animated like stuff. You know, because I mean, what DC did with the Batman. Series. It was
has been blown. They still are releasing things that are just blowing people away. Batman is awesome. I'm not this huge. I hate Batman because I don't think he's a superhero. I don't believe he's a superhero. I think he's a dude. But
Yeah.
but as a he's Tom Brady, whatever. That's it.
He's the Tom Brady of the Justice League.
But I feel like, but he also is those live action, those graphic novels. It's just been so good. Batman has,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
stole the show.
Yeah, I mean, Batman the Animated Series. I don't know what's better, X-Men or the Batman Animated Series. They're just both
X-Men had a better
super icon.
Like for 4 years, X-Men was better, but for the long period, I mean, they're going through characters, villains.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I mean, Mark Hamill is Joker.
Exactly. I mean, it's the best Joker too. They talk about the best Joker. He's really the best Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is. I mean, I watched Mask of Phasma the other day. Like this the first, I believe, like movie they made. Phantasm, something like that.
Or something. Whatever it is, I actually have it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I wound up getting it on digital. I wanted it so bad. Somebody was selling it for a pretty decent price. I bought the entire animated series digital copy so I can watch it whenever. And it came with the two movies, with the Mr. Freeze and the Mask of Phantasm, whatever. Amazing. Yeah. But
I had the comic book of that of the Mask of Phantasm, and then I had the movie too. And it was so good.
Yeah, dude. Me and my girlfriend, we were talking about it the other day, and we still like to this day. There's a part in that movie where he knew he was dreaming because he couldn't read, and for the longest, even still now, I'm like, is that a real thing? I think it's like if you can't read in a dream, can the dream become lucid and like you understand what's going on in the dream?
Now you control your dream world.
Yeah, so
or you
a cartoon. Yeah, was it 30 years from? When did that come out? It's got to be like 20 something years. No, more, like 30.
It has to be 30. It has to be. I'm gonna go ahead and say over 25.
Yeah, for sure, because it came out like 1993.
I'm going.
Yeah, like 28-ish.
I'm gonna say 96. I'm gonna get
96. Yeah, that's still about like around 25-ish.
Oh man, I'm off. 93. It's 93.
Was it 93? Oh shit, I was dead on.
1993. You were right on.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, 28 years. 28 years later. We have 30-year-olds. People who are about to get 40 still think like
that makes so much more sense now. I think about Kevin Conroy. I was like, where's Kevin Conroy ever Batman? From in the Flash when he was the old man Batman.
Yeah.
The Flash and that crossover. So when was he ever Batman? He was the Batman in Mask of Phantasm.
He was the animated Batman.
For all those.
Yeah. And the animated show for the video games. Him in the first Arkham Knight or Arkham whatever, Conroy and Mark Hamill came back together for the first time in a while. So and then they came back together in The Killing Joke. Yep. Which but yeah, went on to DC rant. But yeah, man, Spider-Man, it's gonna be awesome, man. He looks older. Miles looks a little bit older. You could say his like face is a little bit more adult-ish, shoulders a little bit more broader. Yeah, so taller, obviously.
Right.
So,
no.
Yeah.
He's not, because I think he can't drive yet.
Well, he's in college. Well, no, he's not in college. He's in the dorm, but it's a high school kind of private dorm kind of thing. So, he's somewhere.
15, 16.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, and then also we'll do one more look at the trailer. So we talked about Charlie Cox coming to MCU. Super hyped about that. I can't wait till we see him in Spider-Man because we're gonna see him in Spider-Man. Yeah. like for sure.
It's the worst kept secret ever.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, same thing with like Kingpin. When you have
I might be in it. Oh, no.
Yeah. When the actor Vincent DeSafio, yeah, I can't remember his name. Yeah, when he started quote tweeting and stuff, he goes, "Heard this show's gonna be good." I was like, "Okay, dude."
So funny.
Yeah.
This might be something worth watching. I don't know. It's about episode 5.
Yeah. So there is a trailer out for the new episode. I don't watch the trailers because I don't want to get spoiled. The movie trailers I don't mind because I feel like you can hide it still. But the show trailers, I was like, you're making a trailer for a show that's about 40 minutes. You're gonna ruin it, and I'd rather just go into it not knowing stuff. So
I trust Marvel. I know this now. I know that it doesn't matter what the trailer shows. You know nothing.
Yeah, exactly. We learned that from Endgame and Infinity War. But yeah, so there was one more trailer that came out today, actually. Another Matrix trailer. I don't know if you watched it yet.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Oh God, like this trailer explains even more. Like I just want to know what's going on. So we can watch it real quick and then do a quick chat. So
we can't see it, but we're all trapped inside these strange repeating loops.
Billions of people just living out their lives.
I love them doing that.
But this is the moment for you to show us what is real. I remember this.
So deja vu. And yet it's obviously all wrong. Maybe this isn't the story we think it is.
They taught you good. Made you believe their world was all you deserved. But some part of you knew that was a lie. Some part of you remembered what was real.
It's so easy to forget how much noise the Matrix pumps into your head. Something else makes the same kind of noise. War. What happens to Nia? The most important choice in Nia's life. It's not his to make.
She believed in me. It's my turn to believe in her.
Part of me feels like I have been waiting my whole life for you.
If you want to see Trinity again, fight for her!
I saw this in a dream. My dream ended here.
Dude.
I quit. I can't handle it. I literally that was I don't know. I can't even handle this right now. First of all, that explains so much more. And then having Jada Pinkett Smith come back and be give you a kind of idea of how the time has gone by. That's 40 or 50 years now.
Yeah.
So long enough that for him to be replugged into the Matrix, or maybe he doesn't even have a body. Maybe he's part of the Matrix, period. And Trinity's
it's like was that Jada Pinkett Smith?
Yeah. That old
the one till like
Smith.
I'm trying to look for it. Because I'm like
Niobe. That's her name.
Naomi. Oh yeah.
Niobe.
Yeah. Because that was one thing I'm like, was that the new Oracle? I didn't even think it was Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm looking for the little still from it. But I mean, them cutting in the old with the new, like him saying Mr. Anderson, and it's just with the rain, and it cuts in with the old stuff. I was like, I can't wait, man. Like, I mean, this trailer that we just watched is number 3 trending right now on YouTube.
I'm gonna lose it. Honestly, I'm gonna be sitting there watching the movie. I might forget everything. I might just sit there, just like, we might as well just have a movie theater. That's what we need to do. We need to invest.
That's what I'm saying.
Have our own movie theater. Just give me all the movies right now. Let me be a critic. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's this. Ah, man.
Yeah, it's a Jada Pinkett Smith. This is Naomi.
So is that her?
That's her.
Really? I can't even recognize her. Because I was assuming that would be like a new Oracle or something. That's interesting. Dude, it's just like that. The trailer, the Deja Vu trailer was amazing, and then they dropped this one, and it's just like, I want more. I just need it.
Honestly, I'm confused about one thing about this whole Morpheus thing. I am totally confused.
Yeah,
Morpheus, they have to say that he died and was reborn into this younger one, because at the end of the other Matrix, Niobe and Morpheus were hugging again because they rekindled their thing.
Yeah.
This whole thing is kind of made me more confused.
I mean, the whole thing with Trinity. I mean, she had a big old spike through her gut. I mean, there was no, and I mean, granted, we never saw her like what happened to her body kind of thing. So I don't know.
The machines went back and they cloned her, and that's why I think Neo is a clone.
Ooh, interesting. That'd be super. I didn't even think about that. That's interesting.
They have the technology already there, so they cloned it.
Yeah.
But Neo is connected to his other lives, so once he remembers, all hell's gonna break loose. But I think Trinity's gonna be the one this time.
She's gonna be the.
But then he remembers that he was the one. He's the one, and he's gonna protect her from dying the way that everyone sees her dying.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be a whole new not the movies, but Matrix in the movie. I think this is a whole new program, because I know they talk about it, like why use old code with the new code, whatever they said along their lines. So I think they're like trying to redo the Matrix somehow. And
why would they do that and still use the one who destroyed it the first time?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think what you're saying is right. I just don't know why they'll do that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I can't wait, man. It's I for a while I'm like, I hope they don't ruin it. I hope they don't ruin it. And then the trailer started coming out. I'm like, okay. And now with these trailers, I was like, there's still I'm not. The trailer hasn't ruined the movie by any means. I still have so many more questions, and it just gets me more excited. Like, this is what a trailer should be.
You want to have more questions than anything. But think about it. I mean, they had, how many years is this? 23 years? 22 years?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Jesus. From the first Matrix? It's 22 years. They could think about everything they could mess up.
Yeah. I mean, you got the video games. You got, I think people made some books and stuff. So there's other stuff you can continue on, but knowing the Wazowski, well, it's just the one Wazowski now. Yeah. I'm sure she's gonna I got it. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, all right.
It's just like we say, in Feige we trust, because I actually have a t-shirt that says that, in Feige we trust.
Yeah, there we go.
Then we can trust Wachowski too, But
yeah,
with baby.
They get a lot of hate for number 2, for Reloaded and Resurrection, or not Resurrection.
The only part of Reloaded that was bad was the animation. I think that it just wasn't animated very well. Like, all the CGI was really poor. But that's because that's what CGI was at the time. Matrix was ahead of its time. And the CGI couldn't catch up to the Matrix Reloaded. Revolutions was philosophical. Was so
super.
Good. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't care. People don't like Revolutions. Bite me.
Yeah. I love Revolutions, dude. I love, like, number 2 was probably the worst of the 3, but number 2 was just a setting up point to get where number 3 needs to be at. You know, because as soon as number 3 starts, it's nonstop. You know, and you have like the 2 different stories going on. You have the Neo story, and then you have the Morpheus story. You know, going on. And
you also have Neo
epic.
in Matrix, and then Neo in the real world at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so good. It's
Yeah.
so many. I think people don't like when things are too smart. People don't like it. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Like what's that movie? Was Matthew McConaughey?
Interstellar.
It's too smart. That's why people get mad at it. They say, I got it, and then it blows their mind. They're like, I don't know.
I love that movie. I was talking to like I think my sister, and I thought her boyfriend would like it because he's into comics and anime and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, he likes it. He goes, oh no, we think it's stupid. I was like, oh my god, like what? I get why people don't like it, but yeah,
stupid when it's too smart. It's so smart. They're like, man, I almost don't get it. I don't want to feel stupid. That whole movie was stupid. No, it was a genius movie. It was one of the best. I gotta say, it's probably one of my top 50 movies of all time I've ever seen.
Yeah, when it comes to like space movies, definitely in the top like 5, like science fiction, top 5. One, because it's really true. Like they actually went to go speak to astrophysicists to see like how would a black hole look. You know, a few years before they actually found out how a black hole looks, and it's exactly the same. Like it's crazy.
And then how like the closer you get to, and you lost all those years of it.
Yeah.
It's so smart.
I think people just didn't like they didn't like it when he goes back and he was the one pushing the books off the shelf. They're like, I'm like, but like I was like, the 4th dimension, like we can't perceive it. Like it's crazy. It was like what?
People were like, oh, my head hurts. This is stupid.
Like I remember explaining it to people, and they're just like, huh? I was like, oh my god. Yeah. And I would always yeah. There's
when you no longer have time as being relative, you know, when time is no longer an issue. You're in the 5th dimension when there's no time. You can be back and forth. Means it's just a point, like a book. That's what it is. It's just a point in time on a bookcase. There is no time. You know, it's just something you're selecting. You can go in the future and the past, all in the same place. That's what this was. So yes, he could.
So there's where is it? There's I don't know if you ever watched it, but there's a video. I'm not going to play it because it's a kind of a long video. I recommend going watch it. If you like that sci-fi crazy kind of stuff, it's Carl Sagan, right? Who's obviously a legend in his field. And this is what, in the 80s, I believe he did that oh my god. Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson just made the remake of it. Where like they explain things. But Cosmos, yeah. So Carl Sagan did it. And Carl Sagan has one of the best, the pale blue dot is like one of the best things ever. Like I don't know if you ever read that.
No.
Where oh my god, that we can play real quick. But this I would recommend watching. It's him explaining the 4th dimension and how we can't perceive it. And he starts with the 2-dimension, can't perceive the 3rd dimension, and he takes something that's very, very, very difficult and makes it fairly easy to understand. Where you're like, okay, I kind of get it. So I recommend watching that. I mean, it's a little old, it's from the 80s. Huh? Yeah, the Tesseract. That's what, because a 3D cube is called the cube, but a 4D cube would be a Tesseract. And that would be the only way that how it is, where it's like where a cube is like a bunch of different squares that form onto itself. Well, a 4th dimension Tesseract would be a bunch of cubes on itself.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, something like that is like kind of like bonkers. But this is hopefully we don't get claimed. We'll end it here. This is it kind of. Let me see if it
That's here. It was lived out On it,
Oh, my bad.
that's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity,
Goes out for a little more.
in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the...
Skip it a little
It
bit.
underscores our responsibility, but the only home we've ever known.
Yeah, it's kind of. There's a shorter version. I thought this was it, but it's not. But I mean, the whole his whole little speech here is just like very humbling. You know, it's like cool. You
The
know,
whole time I'm trying to look at the little dot, like how far can I get? To still
Yeah.
see this little dot. I was like, man,
Yeah.
when you got past Jupiter, I was over. I was like, all right, I quit.
you know, but just the whole thing is just like, you know, just a pale blue dot, and like that was the big thing is like, you know, to be like all these like generals and this and that and wars, just to become a master of a fraction of a dot. You know, it's like, you know, it's a really cool speech, man. I mean, there's a shorter version, but pale blue dot is. That's epic. I mean, this thing's got a million views, and this is only like one version of it. So, but I would recommend watching the Tesseract, man. You want your mind blown before going to bed?
Yeah, actually, that's what's going to be. I'm going to be sitting there looking on my phone like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to go sleep.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Yeah, we sidetracked as usual, but yeah, man. We'll be back on Thursday on the Nerd Huddle. Doing the last few shows there live for Hawkeye before we start doing Book of Boba over here on this channel.
Boba Fett. Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. But cool, man. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. It was like super last second.
I was telling you, I was doing helping my cousin out with his chemistry homework.
Doing homework.
Yeah, he's in college. So I was helping him with his lab.
Ooh, nice.
So I was like, all right,
Oh, there you go.
Let's do this.
Yeah, good stuff. Chemistry. I liked chemistry. I know a lot of other people did not, but I enjoyed it.
I
That's fun.
actually got my undergrad in chemical engineering.
Oh shit, nice, dude. Damn.
I run restaurants. I don't know.
It's just how things work, man. How things work. Cool, man. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, doing this like super last second. Like I said, like, hey, you wanna talk about all this craziness?
I was like, yeah, I was watching it already. Let's do it.
Right? Yeah, exactly. All right, man. Cool. But yeah, we'll see you on Thursday. And I know tomorrow you guys are doing Panda and Grizzly, so that's gonna be fun for the therapy couch.
We'll need therapy. This is really important.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there tomorrow venting.
Actually, I need you on because Marvin is going to have his son.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tomorrow's the due date.
Tomorrow is it.
That's right.
I'm so excited. There's no two better people in the world that I've ever known in my entire life. And both of him and his wife. I've known them since they were 10. So both of them.
Oh geez.
So I mean, I'm so excited. I'm so proud of them. So I'm excited about waking up in the morning knowing it's the date. It's not even happening.
Yeah. It's like early Christmas. You're just like waiting. You're like, wait. You're gonna keep checking the phone to see any news.
Has it happened? I don't think you don't even text me. Just text me a picture. That's all I care about. I go crazy.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I'll be there. We'll do that tomorrow too. But all right, man. Let's end this. We'll go to bed. Cool. Yep. Thank you, man. See you guys later.
See ya. Thanks, guys.